बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। प्यारे बच्चों, अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। बच्चों, कल से हमने सोशल साइंस का T2 का रिवीजन शुरू किया, जिसमें हमने कल हिस्ट्री से T2 का पहला चैप्टर द मेकिंग ऑफ द नेशनल मूवमेंट 1870 to 1947 उस पर कल हमने रोशनी डाली, जिसमें हमने देखा एमरजेंस ऑफ नेशनलिज्म। आज जो हम इसी चैप्टर का जो सब टॉपिक है पढ़ने जा रहे हैं, वो है ए नेशन इन द मेकिंग। It has often been said that the Congress in the first 20 years was moderate in its objectives and methods. During this period, it demanded a greater voice for Indians in the government and in administration. It wanted the legislature councils to be made more representative, given more power, and introduced in provinces where none existed. It demanded that Indians be placed in high positions in the government. For this purpose, it called for civil service examinations to be held in India as well as not just in London. The demand for Indianization of the administration was part of a movement against racism, since most important jobs at the time were monopolished by white officials, and the British generally assumed that Indians could not be given positions of responsibility, since British officers were sending a major part of their large salaries home. Indianization, it was hoped, would also reduce the drain of wealth to England. Other demands included the separation of the judiciary from the executive, the repeal of the Arms Act, and the freedom of speech and expression. The early Congress also raised a number of economic issues. It declared that British rule had led to poverty and famines. Increase in the land revenue had impoverished peasants and zamindars, and exports of grains to Europe had created food shortages. The Congress demanded reduction of revenue, cut in military expenditure, and more funds for irrigation. It passed many resolutions on the salt tax, treatment of Indian laborers abroad, and the sufferings of forest dwellers caused by an interfering forest administration. All this shows that despite being a body of the educated elite, the Congress did not talk only on behalf of professional groups, zamindars, or industrialists. The moderate leaders wanted to develop public awareness about the unjust nature of British rule. They published newspapers, wrote articles, and showed how British rule was leading to the economic ruin of the country. They criticized British rule in their speeches and sent representatives to different parts of the country to mobilize public opinion. They felt that the British had respect for the ideals of freedom and justice, and so they would accept the just demands of Indians. What was necessary, therefore, was to express these demands and make the government aware of the feeling of Indians. बच्चों, ये था हमारा आज का नेशन इन द मेकिंग। इंशाल्लाह कल हम इसी चैप्टर से देखेंगे फ्रीडम इज़ आवर बर्थ राइट। इस पर हम कल रोशनी डालेंगे। तब तक के लिए खुदा हाफिज़।